Inclusive design is about designing for the broadest range of people, regardless of disability, age, faith, and to really embed that thinking into the design process.
So we did a piece of work with Grosvenor Estate, and it was a report that we launched called Inclusive Places and Spaces. And maybe we could talk about some of what we've heard over the past 6 months, and what do you think has stood out for you?
So one example would be Cambridge Business Park, where we worked with Phoenix Trust, which is a charity that works with adult and learning and disability. So we held an inclusive design workshop to give them a voice on what they want to see in the public spaces. And one of the suggestions that they made, which is quite lovely, is instead of like a straight rectangular bench, they suggested perhaps like a round seating bench, which could be quite nice as a social space, especially for me, as a deaf person, so I'm able to sit opposite a person to communicate.
Sounds quite simple, doesn't it? But it's such a fundamental change and shift in how you think about these things.
So that was one example, but we've also been trying other examples. So one of them is around St James's Place, phase 2.
It's a really key project within our portfolio in London. Some of the examples that really stood out to me was around wheelchair access. And we see platform lifts being designed into buildings across the sector. And what came back quite loud and clear was actually people in wheelchairs don't like that, because it feels like there is a real loss of dignity. You have to call somebody to help you, and sometimes these lifts don't work. That's something that I will make sure we take back into all our development projects.
What about the Region 3 Piccadilly Circus Haymarket public realm scheme?
It's a hugely exciting, transformative scheme that we're working on with Westminster City Council. We are looking to transform the heart of London's West End, all the way from Regent's Park to St James's Park.
I'm on this diverse advisory panel, so it's about making the process inclusive.
Absolutely. We have to make sure that this feedback and this conversation is embedded.
I think it's absolutely fantastic that the Crown Estate are leading the way.
So could you give me an example, Amanpreet, on how we've started to look at how you measure success?
So on the measure commitment, we've done some accessibility audits across the estate to inform what upgrades are needed. We've also developed some best practice case studies on how we can do this in the future.
And I think there are some really good examples that we can draw from as well. So Windsor Great Park has access guides for visitors. They have the adventure playground, which is beautifully designed for people of all abilities.
And I think it's also really important to be honest with people if a place is not accessible, because that way you're able to build trust with the customer.
Absolutely.
What do you want Crown Estate to see in the next 5 years?
For me, I want to make sure our portfolio is welcoming to everyone. And I want the work that we're doing now to have an impact, not just for now, but for the next 100 years.